All right, come on now. Gotta get with it. It's the Fixed Wireless Access Show, also known as Dansky on the Rooftops. What day is it today, people? Anyone? Bueller? I believe it is Thursday, 2:30 p.m. $35 billion. $35.4 billion? Is that accurate? No, sorry, it's $34.5 billion. I was off by $1.4 billion. That was an acquisition cost from, what is this? This is between Charter Communications and Cox Communications. They're looking to compete with mobile wireless carriers who are expanding into the home broadband sector with their 5G. It's like, that's laughable. This is so laughable. If Cox and Charter upgraded the last mile to fiber optic for their customers who pay the bills, who got them to where they are today, they wouldn't be competing against 5G wireless. It's such a joke. I mean, the same thing could be said about Xfinity and Comcast. It's the same thing. All they have to do is upgrade the last mile, the customer endpoints. The customers go into their house, bring in fiber, and this won't even be a discussion. But you have some Yahoo, some brainiacs, or maybe some, I don't know who makes the decision. Hey, let's keep coax connection into people's homes. That's a great idea. That's like the dumbest thing ever. It baffles me. And now they're doing these mergers and acquisitions, having consolidations, because they're hemorrhaging customers for a best effort wireless cellular connection. Think about that. All these carriers had to do was upgrade their customers who got them to where they were today and put in fiber optic to the house. Nope, they couldn't do that. So now they merge and they create less competition for us consumers who use these folks in our house. It baffles me. Really? What, they're going to compete with a 5G connection? It's what, $35 a month for unlimited 5G? But read the fine print, up to 2 gig of data throughput. They throttle you down to like 512 kilobits per second. You know what? Oh, I forgot to dial up in on this call. Hold on, let me dial up in here. Okay, we're connecting. Let me first connect the stream. We're connecting. Okay. All right, we connected. Okay, we're back in business. I had to connect to make sure I'm connected to the internet. Listen, I get crazy here thinking and hearing all this stuff. You know, I live in a town where, there's one provider for home service, and, whoever that is, and they just never upgraded the last mile. Oh, then you sit in a meeting with these carriers. Oh, we spent millions of dollars upgrading our internet, our hardware. Yeah, in the data center, because they were forced to, because they had equipment that was 20 years old. And then they start crying that they're losing customers to mobile carriers. Well, if you just upgrade the last mile to fiber in these residential neighborhoods, you wouldn't have to consolidate and create all this mess. It's crazy. It's crazy. I wonder who's steering these ships. Anyway, listen. It's shaking up the industry. That's what it's doing. And it's going to compete. Where does fixed wireless fiber fit into this? Where does that even fit in? Look, pull up a picture. Look, this is what this carrier is doing. They're selling this as 5G fixed wireless. You know what? This is a network extender, people. That little device you see on your screen has to be near a window. Hey, Mr. Customer, please put this device we're going to send you, this network extender, near a window so it can get a better signal. Please. This thing it plugs into your home internet. I don't see any wires going into this thing, but this thing plugs into your home internet and rebroadcasts using your internet. Everyone else in the neighborhood can get better cell phone service within a 40-foot radius. The whole thing is crazy. It's really crazy. All these carriers have to do is upgrade the last mile years ago, or piecemeal as they go through. But this is good for me, and being in the fixed wireless fiber sector, we're not at the mercy. We don't rely on any last mile vendors like you see here, like Charter and Cox, who have this massive consolidation, massive merger, $34.5 billion. That photo I put on the screen here, that's a lot of money. That's a lot. I can't even fathom that much money. Where does fixed wireless fiber even fit into this here? Well, I'll tell you where it fits in. It's always going to be fitting in because it's like when you use a hose. When you have a hose, if you own a house and you have a hose and you connect and you turn it on, and it's like the spigot you're connecting to is so far, and the water pressure is so slow, and then you put an extender on and you set it up, and the water pressure is terrible. The same thing is to be said with the 5G, with the 5G fixed wireless, depending on what carrier you're talking to. I'm sure they're going to come out with some cockamamie new names, but you want to go to the source. You want to get good throughput. You want to have good performance. You want to have outstanding reliability. Fixed wireless fiber. That is the similar characteristics to your traditional underground fiber, but fixed wireless fiber is above ground. Some people call it wireless fiber. I like to call it fixed wireless fiber. Maybe it clicks with other people. It's real. It's fast. It's so fast. Like, look, this. Let me show you another photo. This photo here. This is what this carrier is showing as their fixed wireless product. It's laughable. This is another device that another carrier is showing as their 5G fixed wireless. It's a joke. If you're in a house, I have someone I know they can't even get cell phone service in their house because there's no reception. I think I said this on the last call, and the carrier gave them a device, something that looks like that, and said plug it in and plug in your own internet to it, and then because you plug in your internet, we'll be able to amplify your cell phone service. It's such a scam. The carrier has to upgrade their infrastructure in the neighborhood and put up a tower or put up a small node somewhere. I'm sure you've seen on the side of the road, they have something like a little dome, little antennas on top of light poles. Those are carriers. That's like Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T. They're putting up these micro cells everywhere because 5G needs to be as close to the end user client as possible. But still you get lions. You sometimes get lions eating that fiber optic because it's on the ground, and lions like to eat stuff on the ground. It's not lion proof. Fiber optic is not lion proof, and it is not cat proof. Cats can also chew. It has like a nice flavor on the outside, And the same thing could look. You have what is a manhole explosion? This is crazy. Manhole explosions are crazy. You haven't had the pleasure of witnessing a manhole explosion. I don't wish you anyone to see this because it's scary. It pops, snap, crackle, pop, and you can't even put these things out because they're underground. They're next to the electrical lines. There's fiber under. There's glass. It's popping. It's sparking. Look, the firefighters are nowhere near it because it's so sketchy. What's the answer? Well, diversity, resiliency. Diversity. When I say resiliency, I don't mean, hey, get 2 different fiber companies to come in. Let's get 5 different fiber providers to come in. That's not what I mean by resiliency. What I mean by resiliency is use fixed wireless fiber as a primary 10 gigabit symmetrical connection, dedicated connection. Then get a second connection, get your traditional underground fiber. That's resiliency. But there's so many major outages in this country right now. Transportation sector is suffering because a lack of, I don't even know the right word, a lack of innovation, to be polite, or I should say, a lack of innovation. Keeping it simple. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. If you put all your eggs in one basket, and the basket falls from 50 feet up, all the eggs are going to break. Same thing happens with underground connectivity. If you have a major transportation hub and you have all your connectivity in the same basket and the line gets cut feeding that basket, guess what? They're all down. It doesn't matter if you have 27 different carriers and you're paying $4 million a month in recurring costs for your internet connectivity. They're all down. Unless you're a smart company or a smart business, you're a smart government agency, and you get fixed wireless fiber. Then all the people that don't have fixed wireless fiber are going to be down. But you have it. So you're going to be up. You're going to be operational. You'll be like, hey, what's the fuss? I'm online. Oh, you didn't get it? Oh, it's too bad. They'll probably fix it in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's crazy. Literally crazy. Your heart's going to beat. You'll be in your control room. Where are all my camera feeds? Why can't I see my 400 cameras in this major transportation hub? I have no access. I have no cloud access. Who said it was a good idea to get 3 different fiber carriers? Oh, but the fiber carriers enter from a different point of entry. Excuse me, that's called redundancy, not diversity. Whoever planned that and organized that, they need to go back to, what is it, the AMA, they got to go back to school and figure out that's not diversity. That's redundancy. Redundancy is not what you need. To be resilient in today's day and age, you need diversity for your connectivity. Fixed wireless fiber above ground and your traditional stuff underground. I don't care what you put. You need path diversity. I can't even stress that more. It's so important. Every day I get calls. Our internet's down. How fast can you install service? We have 3 fiber providers and none of them are working. Every day I get these calls. Every day. So I'm here doing my best to educate people to catch it. What's that movie? Catch it. Catch me if you can, or something like that. Fix the problem that you didn't know you already have. Who said that? Grant Cardone or someone said that was a great one. I like that one. Let me help you fix the problem you didn't know you already have. That deserves some power play music. I completely agree. Again, I'm going to go back to the beginning here because I'm going to wrap this up, but $34.5 billion merger between Cox and Charter because they're trying to compete with carriers, mobile carriers who are getting into the residential best effort internet business. It's so laughable that all Charter and Cox had to do was upgrade the last mile. What did they think was going to happen? They're just going to ride the coax cheddar wagon and keep raking in the profits. Unless you spend money, you're not going to make money. And that's just a fact. That is a fact. And they didn't spend money upgrading the last mile where you and I live. They're like, oh, let these folks use coax that's 40 years old. It's okay. It's not okay. First it starts with a merger for $34.5 billion. Then comes the write-downs. Then comes, we're shuttering and laying off. And then this and then that. But you know what? I don't even think that the mobile carriers they're gonna have so much success. I really don't. I think that there's going to be a market shift. I think that fixed wireless fiber, I think that regional providers are going to destroy the residential market. You're going to have townships becoming their own internet providers. I know in different parts, different states, if you become a municipal light plant in some states, you're able to become an internet provider, the town is, and also deliver your own electricity. Electricity, don't even get me started on that. Like, you look at your electricity bill, the service delivery fee is 3 times, maybe even 4 times the cost of the actual electricity. So if a town were to become its own electric company, any profits generated would go back into the town. I mean, what town wouldn't like perfectly smooth roads, perfect sidewalks? I mean, everyone wants that. At least that's what I think. So the evolution is going to continue to change and morph, but this merger for $34.5 billion is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. It's kind of like the Verizon and Frontier acquisition where it spun out, where Verizon bought Frontier assets and then they spun them back to Frontier, and then this and then that. It's just changing. It's changing hands after someone does some network upgrades, adds some customers. But to be honest, I think that Frontier actually is deploying fiber to the home more so than Xfinity or Comcast, more so than Charter, and more so than Cox. I could be wrong. That's I hope I am. I hope that all the companies are doing direct fiber into the home. Then they wouldn't have this problem of competing with a mobile carrier for home internet. Like, what kind of joke is that? I don't know. It's interesting. But, if you... if you work hard at it, you'll be where you want to be. That's right. It's true. So that's the moral of the story here. Work hard at it and you'll be where you want to be. And in this case of Charter and Cox, if they just upgraded that last mile and put fiber to people's homes, they wouldn't have had to have a merger, and they wouldn't have had to compete with your Verizon, AT&Ts, and T-Mobiles, who are also fighting amongst each other for spectrum, for connectivity. That's a whole other topic of discussion. But you know what it's time to do right now, don't you? Yeah. Oh, it's time to go sell something. It is. Come on now. Go sell something. Go sell something. Encore une fois.